To become rich, you don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. or stop spending money to live like a minimalist. I built a $400,000 net worth by age 29 while working a regular 9 to 5, and trust me, I didn't wake up at 5 nor stopped spending money on what I love. So in this video, I will show you the 12 tiny habits that helped me the most to become rich. And by following them, it will become much easier for you to build a 6-figure net worth in just a few years. And this first habit may be the most important, because if you don't do so, you'll just hate everything you do and you will never become rich. Because it's like when you're dieting. If you're always eating stuff you don't enjoy, you will never be able to continue with the diet. You will stop because you'll be craving your favorite foods. And the same it is with money. If you always only think about having more money and never spending anything on what you love, you won't feel good, you will feel frustrated, and this just means you won't be able to achieve your objectives, because it will feel too difficult, if not even impossible. This is why you always have to spend some money on what you love. It will be the fuel that will keep you going all the time. It is what will allow you to enjoy your life while you also increase your net worth. And to do that, I took the habit of always keeping 15% of my income reserved for what I love. Going out to the restaurant, traveling, buying a new video game. This is what I call guilt-free money, because I know I can spend it however I prefer without regret. So evaluate your situation and keep part of your salary for yourself. Maybe it is 10%, maybe it is 20%. What matters the most is that you spend your money for yourself, to enjoy it. And so just by defining your guilt-free money, you will be sure to always spend your money for what you love while still increasing your net worth. And to be sure that you really spend your money on what you love, this second habit comes to help you. Because sometimes you see something in a shop and you say, I want it. But then most of the time you see you don't actually use it nor need it. And so you start regretting your purchase. And this means you're not spending your guilt-free money for what you actually love. To not find myself in such a situation, I use a simple rule which helps me enormously with that. And thanks to it, now I know I spend my money for what I love. This is what I call the 30 days rule. Basically, whenever you see something you want, you note it down, and then 30 days later you actually ask yourself, do I really want it? Do I really need it? Most of the time you'll answer no, because you were buying on an impulse. But now, 30 days later, if you really want it, you will know it and you'll be able to buy it. But if you don't really want it, it is just a waste of money. And believe me, thanks to this habit, I save thousands of dollars every year. So by implementing the 30 days rule into your choices, it will be easier to really focus on your money on what you love and not on things you don't actually want or need. Now, this third habit could actually be one of the most transformative for anyone. And the impact is just amazing if done correctly. Because we all like to be in comfort. It's our nature. We obviously don't seek danger. And this is why as soon as we find a comfort zone, we stick with it. Even if we know it's not that good. But since we know what to expect, we feel sure. But well, one of the best things you could do for yourself is to take the habit of getting out of your comfort zone and challenging the status quo. If you have a salary which is too low, go ask for a raise. And if they don't give it to you, don't be afraid of changing job. You don't have to accept things as they are. If you feel comfortable in your job, go out and learn something new. Take a new project, work with different people, try new methods. I know it might seem difficult, but it's just a small habit you can start adding to your life little by little. And over the time, it will be incredibly helpful to improve yourself. So by challenging the status quo, you will manage to grow personally and create opportunities for yourself, which will drastically help you to have more money. But now, imagine yourself in 10 years. You've been doing a lot of efforts to have great finances, but you discover you don't have enough money to buy a house or send your kids to university. That's frustrating, and this is why this habit will help you to never feel that. Because imagine you are doing a road trip, but you don't have a GPS. You will definitely get lost at some point. Sure, you might arrive at the destination, but wouldn't it be easier with a GPS? The same is with money. I wasn't tracking my net worth, and the first time I checked it, I was shocked. I had much less money than I thought. But then I started tracking it and I rapidly discovered and corrected all the mistakes that were costing me thousands of dollars. This helped me enormously to stay on track with my objective. It was my GPS to increase my net worth. And this is why you should do the same. It can be once every month, once every 3 months. It doesn't matter now. Just start tracking your net worth. Because remember, what is not measured cannot be improved. So if you start tracking your net worth, you will always know where you are and if you are going on the right direction. Like this, you will always be able to react to any problem and you won't find yourself without money for what you love. This fifth habit definitely changed my financial life. It is at the basis of how I have a 6-figure net worth, and it can be the same for you. Because imagine you want to play the guitar. You can't just take one and start playing like Jimi Hendrix. You have to learn first. And the same is for money. You have to learn how to manage your money if you want to become rich, or you'll make errors that will cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. The great thing is that we're in the 21st century, and this means we can find any type of resource we want. So get the habit of learning something more about personal finance all the time. You can read books, read blogs, or just watch videos on YouTube as you're doing now. And so if you want to improve your finances and have more money, just hit the subscribe button. And now if you want to finally be able to manage your money in just a couple of minutes per month, this is the best habit there is. Because every month when we receive our salary, we all take the bills that we have to pay and one by one we pay them. And then once again we find ourselves without money. And the sad thing is that not only it takes a huge amount of time, but also that we make errors. And this means additional interest to pay. Basically, we trust our willpower and memory to make everything correctly, but it doesn't work. This is why you should make automatic payments for everything. This way, not only your bills will be paid without effort, but you will also be able to save and invest money before you spend it all. And this makes a huge difference in increasing your net worth. Because whether you want it or not, the automatic payment will do the job for you. So thanks to the automatic payments, you will have most of your money managed automatically. And this means your biggest problem will be to find ways to spend your guilt-free money while your net worth increases automatically. And talking about making things easy, this habit makes it easy to make a lot of money. Because imagine that in 20 years you might have a free additional $145,000. And if you really put the focus, it could easily be much more. My objective, for example, is 4 millions. Well, this habit is very simple because everything is automatic. You just have to set every month, as soon as you receive your salary, an automatic payment to your investment account and invest in a simple ETF like VOO, which represents the Standard & Poor's 500 index. This way, your money will grow by itself and it will easily make your net worth reach 6 and even 7 figures. So what you have to do is just to open an investment account, which nowadays it takes just a couple of minutes, and invest every month some money. It can be $200, it can be $500. The more you put, the better it is. Just imagine that with only $200 per month, in 20 years you will have $145,000 and you don't have to do anything for it. So if you start investing regularly, your money will work on automatic for you and will easily make you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. We're already at habit number 8, and this one might save you a lot of money in many situations. Because plans don't always go as you want. Maybe you plan to go to a trip, but the flight is cancelled. Maybe you thought you would get a raise, but you didn't. You can't control everything, and unfortunately shit happens. But if you're not able to react to it, this can be very costly. I have a friend, for example, that if anything changes from the plan she's made, she just stresses out and spends even more money to do as she planned. And this even if there is a cheaper alternative. This is why you have to be mentally flexible. You have to train your mind to adapt to any situation. It can be work related, it can be personal life, it can be financial. Stuff out of your control will happen and ruin your plans. And if you don't react properly, you will just end up losing even more money. For example, your financial plan could not be delivering the results you're aiming for. And in such a case, not changing the plan costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is why you have to be open to change it. You don't have to stick to something that doesn't work. So by being mentally flexible, you will be able to overcome difficult situations, and this just means saving yourself thousands of dollars and not making mistakes that would ruin your life. And if you don't want to risk ruining your life, you absolutely have to implement this habit. Because again, you might find yourself in a difficult situation. Imagine you have a car accident. Not only you have to pay for your car, but your health insurance doesn't offer full cover for the hospital's bills. How do you pay for that? Most of the time people get in debt, which means they're going to spend even more than what they're supposed to. So they lose money and enter into a cycle that is only negative. But if you don't want to enter the rat race, there is a simple habit to have. Always keep an emergency fund, and whenever you use part of it, make it your priority to put money back in it. This way, even though you might have some unexpected expenses, you will be able to manage them and not enter the rat race. And not only that, because as soon as you have an emergency fund, you won't have to stress anymore about finishing your money, because it will be there protecting you. And like this, you'll be able to truly grow your net worth. Now, you might already be doing all of this, but this habit will bring you to the next level. And whatever you do, it will make you a lot more money. Because in the world of today, everything is driven by value. You buy the iPhone because you find it valuable. You pay your mechanic because you find his job valuable. And a company pays you because it finds you valuable. And so, what is the best way to get paid more? Being more valuable. And the only way to become more valuable is to learn new valuable skills. This is why you should always be trying to learn new skills and improve yourself. Because you'll just get more valuable, which means new opportunities like higher paying jobs, salary raises, or even creating businesses. So just by reading books, doing courses, or watching videos, you can easily increase your value for the company, and this means they will pay you more to keep you for them. So if you continuously learn new valuable skills, you will always be able to ask and receive more money, whatever type of job you have. Habit number 11 requires maximum 10 minutes per month, and the results can be incredible. And now I have a question for you. Do you exactly know how much money you spend and how you spend it? Probably not. But if you look at it, I'm sure that you will be as surprised as I was the first time I did it. Because I thought I was doing well, but in reality, I discovered I was spending my money carelessly and for things that are completely useless. For example, I found the subscriptions I didn't even remember I had. So I took the habit of regularly checking my expenses through 4 simple categories: fixed expenses, savings, investments, and guilt-free money. And by doing so, over 1 year, I managed to spend thousands of dollars less without any type of effort or sacrifice. And this is why it is important to understand your expenses, because otherwise you're just assuming you're doing right. But as I said before, what is not measured cannot be improved. So once you will understand your expenses, you'll be able to easily optimize them without sacrificing anything of your lifestyle. And this also means that you'll be able to increase your net worth even more. And now the last habit, without which you would always make mistakes. Because imagine you're once again in your car. This time you have a GPS, but you don't know the destination. You know you want to go somewhere, like in South America, but it's very different if you end up in Mexico or Argentina, isn't it? And the same it is for your finances. If you don't know which is your financial objective, you will make mistakes and take wrong decisions. I didn't have objectives and I was just trying to do my best to have more money. And I found myself in a situation where, yes, I was making money, but I was totally unhappy of my life. And well, let me tell you, it is not worth it. So I started thinking about what I wanted my life to be in 10 years, and based on that, I defined my objectives. Like this, I now have my destination, and I'm making much more progress than I've ever done thanks to that. So by defining your objectives, it will be easier for you to take the correct choices And this means it will be easier to have more money and to be happy about your life. Now, we have talked about the habits that will help you becoming rich, but there are also some unfortunately well-known habits that in reality are just destroying your finances. And if you don't eliminate them from your life, you will definitely struggle to increase your net worth. So check out this video where I show which are these bad habits and what to do about them. Thanks for watching and see you soon.